Welcome, Cancer Risings, to your February 2023 quick astro report. By the way, if you're watching this and you don't know your rising sign, you can message me down below and I'll send you a free chart and tell you. Cancer Risings, this February is going to bring right off the bat on February 5th a full moon in Leo. This full moon in the fire sign of Leo is going to fall in the area of your world and chart that deals with money and resources. It will be illuminated in that area, but also expect some sort of surprise to come because of this full moon. The reason is the planet Uranus, which is currently in the sign of Taurus. Uranus brings disruption at times, unpredictability. Its main force is to uproot what has become normal or habitually normal. Something needs to change, and Uranus brings its lightning bolt energy to do that. It connects its lightning bolt energy to that Leo full moon. And that full moon happening in the area that deals with money and resources and how you connect with them, also on a deeper level, your value systems, is up for some sort of illumination to happen and something to come out of the blue, a surprise or two. There could be some tension involved with how you're dealing with money right now, and this full moon on February 5th could shine a highlight on that. But in the end, Leo energy in general, and the Leo full moon has to do with creative output and creativity. So there's a flash of creative lightning for you that falls in your money and resources place, something you can maybe grasp onto, something that you can use moving forward. Okay, so when we get past that, we get into February 11th, when the planet that rules communication, ideas, thoughts, and opinions, Mercury, enters the sign of Aquarius, the scientific air sign that likes to experiment and do things out of the norm. It takes wherever it's at, in this case, how one talks, and does it in an alternative, forward-thinking way. And this type of communicative energy is happening in the place of your chart that deals with other people's resources. Now we're back to the resource thing again, but this time this has to do with the resources that you have intertwined with someone else or an institution, and so on and so forth. This is called the 8th house. What else happens in the 8th house are inheritances, and also kind of a deeper, darker place that we sometimes go where our fears dwell and secrets are, and where we go to probe. And more on modern astrology sense, it also deals with like intimacy. So you could see how shared resources and these deeper type of challenging past fear things can show up with a Mercury transit like this, and the need to talk about it in a forward, new, alternative way of communicating. So when we get past that, we get to such an interesting day of the year, as always, when the sun goes into the sign of Pisces for the Pisces birthdays. That happens on February 18th. And within 24 hours, basically, we have a new moon that happens in Pisces. New means beginning. New means what's when you plant the seed. And this is happening in the area of your chart, in your world that deals with higher learning, foreign travel, the place that you go to on your quest to acquire knowledge, to acquire things that you incorporate into your ethics and your own personal highest truth. And so here, there's a watery sign like Pisces, a mutable water sign that kind of brings a dreamy, creative a connection to divine love and compassion. Also, it has no boundaries, so it has a tendency to spill out sometimes and get scattered. But since this is a new moon happening in this area, you've already had Venus being in the sign of Pisces for the last several weeks before this, kind of prepping you, kind of finding out where you're going to align and relate Venus to a class you might take, a retreat you might go to, a new book, a quest that you're on. And the new moon, pretty much on the 19th and the 20th, solidifies this new something. Then we get right less than an hour after the new moon in Pisces. Basically, Venus leaves the sign of Pisces, and Venus, the planet that deals with the relationships, love at times, and financial and resources, money, it's coming up again, isn't it? Is moving into the sign of Aries, and that part of your chart deals with your career and your public status, also fame. But here now, Venus is at that place showing herself, and not only doing that in that way, Venus in the sign of Aries means Aries fire signs like, look at me, look what I'm doing. It's all instinct. It's all not thinking, just doing. And Venus in its relationship function in your career house, it's functioning. Like, it's time for you to stand up, for you to show yourself. Maybe you ask for the raise. Maybe you initiate the project that you've been thinking on for your own personal business, for your own public status. Not only that, the planet Jupiter has been there since the beginning of the year, and it will be there in May. And within weeks after, when Venus is now in Aries, it will connect with Jupiter down the line. If you're going to initiate something career-wise for yourself, to show who you are, your true will in that part of your chart, the next several weeks after the 20th of February is the time to do it. If you like what you heard, you like what you've seen, you've never seen me before, hit the subscribe button. And until next time, I'll see you on the next video.